having been exposed to music at a tender age, how do you keep growing as an artist?
So having been exposed to music at a tender age, how do I keep growing as an artist? Well, I keep growing by applying myself. So as a musician, you can't have a favorite genre, unfortunately, because in the different genres, the instruments are the same, the skill is the same, and music is music. We only have 12 keys, and you can't have less or more of that. So in every genre, you're going to use those keys. So I will keep relevant by always listening to what's new, keeping up with the style and what's happening in the entertainment industry, listening to relevant people, and also referring to people of old. We tend to think that as young people we can offer something new to the world, and unfortunately, even as the Bible says, there's nothing new under the sun. So everything is just a rotation, like a recycling. Life is like a recycling. So if you don't check what the people of old used to do, you might think that you're starting something new while actually continuing something old. So if you know it, you could just do it with ease instead of, falling along the way.
How do you hold space for youth upliftment in your multifaceted pursuits?
Say that again?
How do you hold space for youth upliftment in your multifaceted pursuits?
I don't think I quite get the question.
Okay, let me, bro.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Okay.
You don't
Thank
do
you.
one thing.
Thank you.
You're multifaceted. You go into this, you go into that, and as you told us before the interview began, you explained that you almost got a scholarship to study engineering.
Yeah.
So that's multifaceted. You're not good at one thing, you're good at multiple amounts of different things, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So multifaceted. So how do you hold space for youth? How do you try and grow youth? How do you try and create upliftment for youth,
Yeah.
in your multifaceted pursuits? So like in everything you do, how do you try and uplift the youth?
Okay.
Basically?
First of all, I'm just going to put it out there that I'm very silly. I actually understood the question from the first part. I just wanted to hear you go on to say, wow, man. I like the way you phrased the question. So I was fascinated to say, which angle is he coming from? But one thing I can really say is that I'm obsessed about being a role model. I feel like where we grow up and the kind of environments that we are exposed to when we're young, we are not exposed to very good traits. We're not exposed to very good people who are doing very good things, Every second or third person passing by has a cigarette smoking. So like a 3 or a 4-year-old seeing that person thinks, oh, this is a sign that I'm grown, So when I grow up, I need to do this to show that I'm grown, or this is how I'm gonna be accepted as a grown-up, Because we are constantly being fed wrong examples, but the same life. So we assume that the people who might be doing wrong are doing right, So what I want to do, or the space that I want to feel, is try and be a positive role model, and I will say this as well, that the problem with young people or younger people in the society is that we are quick to identify someone who has failed in life. We can easily say, I don't want to be like that person has failed, but we don't realize that we are doing the same thing that person was doing when they were our age. So in other words, we are saying we don't want to be like that guy, but we are doing the same things that made him the person he is today, And so I just want to be that guy who also informs the young people to say, hey, some things might look right for now, but they're actually leading you astray, And I want my music to do that. I want my speaking and my communication and whatever it is that I involve myself into. I want it to be a positive build-up to educate young people, to bring light, and just to improve love and positive living. them apart from other bands that I've played with is the people. You know, they're different people, and you know, from different people you feed off different energies. And you know, like for an example, if you're watching this and you're gonna see some of the clips of the performance, you realize that when we are in the moment, we all have to be in the moment. You know, if I'm in the moment and someone else is not, they can easily disturb me, and it can easily disturb the flow and the music and every other thing, you know. So the fact that we are able to all be in the moment at the same time is amazing for me. And the fact that we complement each other as musicians, you know. Most of these guys are actually like people I share relationships with, like my brothers. One of them is my cousin, and one of them is someone I went to school with. One of them is someone I met at church. One of them is someone we have memories of a festival together and stuff. So whenever we are on stage, all those things come together and we just bring the fire. The fact that I realize that I'm not indispensable. So meaning I'm not the only one that God can use to do what I'm doing. Or rather, I'm not the only one who's good at what I'm doing, you know? So that keeps me humble to say that if I don't do it, someone else could. So I shouldn't think I'm the only one and so mess up and just, you know, mislead people and stuff, you know? And also to respecting the fact that what you have is a gift from God. You know, that it's not like I was born with it and so I can just do whatever I want, you know. I still have to account at the end of the day to say, I got this gift and what am I doing with it? Is it impacting people in a good way or in a negative way, you know? Number 3 is the confidence that a lot of people can do what I do, but no one can do it like I do it, you know? Like there can be a million drummers in the room, but no drummer will ever play that beat the way I do it. We can play on the same drum kit, play at the same time, but no one can do what I do the way I do it, and that's my superpower. And that's what has kept me Very important. You are an original. That's number 1. Number 2, you are the prototype. Not the thing that's gonna come out from the prototype, but you are you're the it. You know. And most times, what discourages us is that we get into a new place and we want to check what other people are doing so we can fit in, not realizing that we are supposed to bring the new thing that's supposed to come into that place at that time, you know? And not realizing that you're a prototype is gonna make you look for yourself in other people. And obviously you won't find yourself. And therefore you'll start thinking, maybe you're at the wrong place, or maybe you're doing the wrong thing, or maybe you're the wrong person, or else those are the wrong questions to ask. You know, you need to realize that you are the original that's gonna bring other originals, you know, to pass at some point, you know. And so it means that you might not find people that are doing things the way you do them, but it doesn't mean you should stop. It just means that others will come following your pattern. You are the first one to bring it. So don't be afraid, you know, and be creative. Don't let anyone box you. Don't let anyone cap you and say you can't do this, or you're too good for that, or you're not good enough. Do it. If you're able to, do it. Whatever your hands find to do it with all your might, because that might be the last time you get that chance. Be creative. Do it, man. Do it.